I came that you may have life and have it more abundantly. These are the words of God to us. Now, God is not telling us to live life abundantly by enjoying excess food and being a couch potato. If you haven't guessed, Sister and I would like to spend a few minutes talking on health and wellness. Yes, we're stating the obvious in this presentation. Many of us are stuck in these pictures, aren't we? Sister Mikela, how did you get my favorite t-shirt that says, "I excel at horizontal running" in here? And how's it working for us? Well, a couple of studies show us that middle-aged people are the least happy. As a matter of fact, only 2.7% of U.S. adults hit the 4 key metrics of living a healthy lifestyle. But how about us? How about us who work in healthcare, who day in and day out are trying to create healthier societies? Well, a couple more studies, in fact one by the American Journal of Preventive Medicine in 2014, found that 35% of healthcare workers, both in medical offices as well as clinics and hospitals, are obese. Yes, we send mixed messages to those that we are serving. As much as we ask and try to educate them on how to live healthy lifestyles, we fail miserably in doing that ourselves. It reminds me of the patient comment sent into the Huffington Post. It was like going into a hair salon and seeing all the hairdressers with split ends and gray roots.
Yes, we know what we need to do, but do we do what we know we should do? Is there anyone honestly out there who doesn't know why they are not living that healthy lifestyle? Well, then what's stopping us? What's stopping us from doing what we know we need to do? Let's take a couple minutes here to jot down on a piece of paper, personally and privately, your honest answers of why you aren't living the lifestyle, the healthy lifestyle that you want to live. Why don't you use the back of your agenda for today? Just turn it over and write down up to 6 reasons why you aren't living the healthy lifestyle you want to live. We will give you 3 minutes. Okay, we're going to bring you back now. I want you to look at what you wrote down. As healthcare providers, you already know all the research, all the statistics. You know all the right answers of how to take care of yourself. But this piece of paper and what is written on it is the controlling power. Now, I'm not saying that if you put down family that they are the problem to your health issues. What I am saying is that if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you have to look at this list and really understand it and see how to work with this list in a better way than you have in the past. You have to change this list from a list of excuses to a list of committed actions that benefit the whole you and your relationships. A healthier you will benefit your family, your relationships, your work, and your attitudes.
Because we know that God made us in His image and likeness. He made us to be cute and adorable. And we also know that we have an ethical responsibility to take care of ourselves. We are to take reasonable efforts to treat our bodies with respect. There are those who would even argue that it is abuse of our bodies to overfeed ourselves and expose ourselves to the dangerous chemicals that we often do. And again, as healthcare providers, the things that we do are the same things we're counseling others to avoid or to have a more balanced approach to. There are those who say that we should allow our muscles and our organs to experience the right environments or movement for a good night's sleep, or for relaxation, or growth, or development, or sustained health, as well as understanding the holistic way God has created our being.
God made us body, mind, and soul, and each of these areas interrelate. Treating our body right will help your soul. Developing your soul will help you to think better. But the same is true in its opposite. If we neglect one of these areas, the other areas will weaken. If our life is only about the gym and we spend no time on our soul or mind, these areas will decline. For example, I might be the most disciplined in the gym and come home and ignore my family. Or I could support every event at church and struggle with weight gain and boredom. What we strive for here is realizing and committing to helping our whole body work together for the good. I'm going to put out a little disclaimer here to level set us. We acknowledge that there are other factors that are, at times, out of our control or more difficult to manage. This presentation will not go into these areas that are listed on the slide. We realize that life is not simple or without real challenges. But our focus today is in the general aspect to living a healthier you.
As Sister Mikela indicated, we're going to talk at a high level about our bodies, which are made to eat and to move and to be an aid to our mind's direction. It's all part of living a balanced life. We also know that there are many voices out there telling us how to exercise, how to live, and use that body in such a way that we maintain good health. The challenge we really have is just committing to one of those goals. Did you realize that Mayo Clinic actually did research on fidgeting? Yes, fidgeting. All of those of you who are tapping your toes or wiggling your fingers or rubbing your neck are actually burning calories. Mayo's study found that fidgeting actually can burn 200 to 800 calories a day, depending on the person and how much they are fidgeting. So when we see you moving out there in the audience, we know exactly what you're doing. You can also burn calories by just walking in place while you're watching TV. So the next time your favorite program comes on, you can work out a little by walking in place, lifting those legs up, or walking side to side. Or better yet, the next time you're watching a movie, do it while you're walking on a treadmill. Other creative ways to get some extra steps in during the day is to park your car a little farther away from the door, or maybe take the dog for a walk. I've tried to take the cat for a walk, and it doesn't work well. But anyways, you can also clean your home for additional exercise. Many of us have people come into our homes to clean them, to help with the dusting and the vacuuming or cleaning the bathrooms. Or they may hire someone to do their lawn work. These same people have a gym membership. They spend money to go exercise when they have all this free exercise and work waiting for them at home. Now, the gym might be the best answer for some of us, and it might be the best way for us to get help and to get into a good routine. But there is research out there that shows that if we just took care of our houses, did our own dusting and vacuuming, mowed our own lawns, it would give us a great deal of exercise. So let's go back to our little piece of paper. What were the reasons that you could not commit to a healthier lifestyle? Really? As you reflect on those, think about the power those reasons have in your life. Do you want them to have that power over you? But what if we did do it right? What improvements would we see in our life? And again, we know all this. But I still find it fascinating and worth sharing that people who exercise and keep their bodies in shape have less problems with depression. It improves their memory, helps them to de-stress, and helps them to be more focused and to stick to their goals. So there's research out there that shows that exercise can improve the amount of oxygen to our brain. Look at the difference of these brains on the screen. Sister Mikela is on the left, and mine is on the right. The one on the left shows what our brain looks like after sitting quietly. Not much color, not much oxygen. The brain on the right, with all the color, shows the increased level of oxygen to our brains after a 20-minute walk. Pretty interesting.
Body, mind, and soul. Let's look at the second area for discussion today, the mind. Harvard did a fascinating study that led doctors to suspect that brainy activities can stimulate new brain connections between nerve cells and may even help to generate new brain cells. I've also read that stimulating the mind through thinking games and activities can delay the onset of dementia. We also need to acknowledge the effects of our emotions on our well-being. Negative impacts we know are anxiety and stress, but sometimes we forget about the need for good and solid sleep. I live in a world of meetings, and I know the drowsiness that can attack my attention span. But a lack of sleep also affects our comprehension and the ability to make right judgments. There is enough research on this topic that we could spend a whole lecture just on the negative impact of sleep deprivation. And we cannot diminish another area of brain stimulation, and that is humor. Humor not only affects our mood but also our health. This is just one study of many that associate humor with longer life and better health. This study showed women with high humor scores had a 48% lower risk of death from all causes, and 74% of men had a lower risk of infection that led to death. This just goes to show you that a good belly laugh a day can take the doctor away. Now let us shift to the third and final area we want to discuss today, and that is the soul. And when I speak of the soul, I'm really talking about our relationship with God, ourselves, and with others. When our souls are in a right relationship with God, ourselves, and others, we experience peace, confidence, and strength. For any type of relationship to be strong, alive, and fruitful, it necessitates spending time together. To grow in our relationship with God means spending time in worship. Attending the churches that we belong to is really important. Being with those who share our faith strengthens us and unites us in our worship of God. We read in Scripture, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I in the midst of them." And, "It is good when brothers live in unity." Of course, our own private worship is important too, spending time alone with God, to be with God, not just to empty self of self, but also to be open to His Word, to be formed and to be trained in His love, is essential in growing as a human person. Through God, we come to not only understand Him, but ourselves and others. He knows our hearts and the hearts of others, and He can help us in our relationships, our work, and our personal well-being. I challenge you to take time to learn about your faith, taking advantage of what your churches offer, what's available online in books and independent study, listening to a CD in the car, attending studies or other faith gatherings, conferences, and faith discussions with your friends are all good ways to grow in your understanding of your faith. So does religion, our soul's life, affect our body? Well, I'm green, so I had to look up a couple more statistics here. And so this is a risk-adjusted study that was done with Americans. It was in a Psychology Today article. They reported that those who practiced their religion had a better immune system, lower blood pressure, and better recovery times from operations. And they also found that attending church provided many potential health advantages, including promoting a healthy lifestyle, improving stress management, and having better social support. You may even live longer. Imagine that.
So as we close this presentation, we once again want to look at the right balance of body, mind, and soul for each of us. We know that we need to have the right balance to lead a healthy life. We also know that there will be times in our life when one area may take a little bit more time and effort than the others. We don't live our lives with these always being in a perfect balance. The same amount of resources go to all three areas, but it is a weaving and flowing, understanding the impact when one is askew or unbalanced, and how that affects all the other parts of us as a human person. So we really hope that you've enjoyed our presentation. We thank you for your attention, and we hope that you've also enjoyed our little avatars, our little comic guys, who are with us today in our experiment to see if this is an approach Sister and I can use. So thank you very much. God bless you, and stay healthy, happy, and holy.
We like to close this presentation with this short video that maybe some of you have seen before, but I think it puts our life struggle to live a disciplined, healthy life in perspective. So thank you, and God bless.
Okay, sit in that chair. All right, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you. You can either wait, and I'll give you another one if you wait, or you can eat it now. When I come back, I'll give you another one, so then you'll have two. But stay in here and stay in the chair till I come back, okay? All right. All right, so I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, okay? So you can either eat it right now or you can wait. Either way, okay? Okay. How'd you do? Did you do good? You did? Yeah. You wanted to eat it, didn't you? Yeah. So did I tell you to give you another one? Okay, now you can have both. You need them.